And we're rolling.
Heck yeah, we
All right,
are
tell me about
rolling
your.
indeed.
Tell me about your day, or what you were gonna tell me.
Oh, uh, so I have begun uh, recording the things that I do on my computer, specifically with gaming. I want to learn how to edit videos, and so I've got everything like ready to go because what I really want to do is I want to edit like all the cool moments of like playing a specific character in the games that
Mmm.
I like. So, um, Mr. Fantastic is considered like one of the like worst characters to play on. Uh, Sorry, I shouldn't say worst characters, but on average, when you pick a character, you know how people make tier lists?
Are you talking about Marvel Rivals?
Yes, I'm talking about Marvel Rivals. Yes.
Oh, okay, okay.
When people make tier lists of like the characters, they're talking about like on average how well can someone like pick up this character and do like a lot. And so like you have characters that win more on average than other characters. And so a lot of people they put Mr. Fantastic at the bottom. And for like really good reasons. He doesn't do a lot of things particularly well compared to others. Like he doesn't dish damage really well. He doesn't um he doesn't block damage. Just doesn't do anything particularly well in his field. However,
Mm-hmm.
you can still get a lot of value out of him. And I wanted to learn how to play him because to me, I really enjoy the challenge of like very interesting characters or high skill ceiling characters. Um, and so that's why I kind of picked up the Hulk. I watched Flats play. He's an Overwatch streamer, and
Um.
he plays Marvel Rivals as well. And when Rivals came out for the public, I was curious. I was just like, well, I'm gonna watch him. I want to watch him play and see what he plays, because he's super smart. He's super smart about the game, and he and I have like similar like play styles in the way we like to play.
Yeah.
Um, so I watched him play the Hulk, and I was like, I can do this. Um, and then from there, it was like over. Like I started playing the Hulk, and he was my first Lord character. For those who don't know, it's where you like you play your character enough to prestige the character, and you get like special icons and stuff for playing it a lot. Um, so I also wanted to learn Mr. Fantastic, um, and hang on, I'm gonna pull up my stats here. This may
Ooh.
not this may not be impressive, but I'm pretty proud of it. Um, just like I'm gonna pull up my stats for my win rate on both uh, Hulk and Mr. Fantastic. Let me see here. Okay, so in total, I have a 60% win rate
Wow.
on both Bruce Banner and Mr. Fantastic. I actually have a slightly larger win rate on Mr. Fantastic than I do Bruce
Really?
Banner. Yes, I do.
Wow. How does his skill ceiling compare to like Spider-Man's?
Um, well, in terms of like Bruce Banner and Spider-Man, they have similar skill ceilings. They're incredibly high. You have to you not only know how like you have to first of all we're talking about like two separate classes here. So Bruce Banner is a Vanguard, which has like baked in roles already, that are different, inherently different from Spider-Man, who is a duelist and
Right.
who
Oh, right.
specializes in um, assassinating squishy characters and then getting the hell out of there. Hulk is like different in the sense that yes, you would ideally like to assassinate the characters in the backline, but you are also um, managing like your cooldowns on your shield, like taking care of your teammates, and also stunning people with his exile ability. Um, both require a great amount of like skill, but also what's similar is their spatial awareness. You have to be really familiar with how the map works and where your teammates are in relation to you, your ability to escape tight situations.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but like your stats will look different, of course. Spider-Man generally wants to be dealing a lot of final hits. Damage doesn't really matter all that much so long as you're getting those final hits. Hulk kind of wants like a middle ground. He's going to be like protecting a lot of damage because he has to use his shield. He's a big target. He's got to get in and out really fast. So he may not do a lot of damage, and he may not have a lot of final hits, just so long as he's getting lots of value from stunning, shielding, and like not being shy from a fight. Anyway, I know I got a little sidetracked there,
You're fine.
but that's all to say that I've got great clips. I've got really, really spicy clips.
Dude,
Like
heck yeah.
uh, I got like last night. I got so many reflect kills. You know how like Iron Man has like the photon, like the photon blast. This is ult.
Uh-huh.
In this one clip, he fires it directly in my face, and I reflect it back at him.
What?
And I do it twice in the same game, and I was just like, I was just so ecstatic. And then I immediately got like a quad after that.
God damn!
I was floored.
Dude, I'm excited. Are you gonna like make a Goomy gaming channel?
I would like to, but like the thing is like, I know that I'm not the greatest. Like,
Yeah, who cares?
I'm not the greatest gamer, but I feel like I could edit it in a way to be like, this is what it feels like to play Mr. Fantastic. I always
yeah.
want to make those videos like, this is what it feels like to play Mr. Fantastic. This is what it feels like to play Hulk. This is what it feels like to play Viscous in Deadlock.
Would you like add funny audio as well, or?
Of course, are you kidding me? And I have all my songs picked out for each one.
Dude, yeah.
So what I really need to do is I need to get Premiere.
This sounds. I was gonna say fantastic, but then I was like, wait a minute.
Yes, it's fantastic. But like, I'm gonna spill the beans on this one, and maybe you could help me out here.
Oh.
Because like, you know me, I just spent 3 years doing a meteorology degree, and I'm burnt out from my backup plans. I have a part-time job that I like, and I just got it, and my mother today, she's like, well, we need to start looking at the next like career-oriented thing for you to get started on. So, she goes like, I want you to, start taking tests for these, for air traffic controller. And I was just like, it's like, you have to take like a test, right, to get into the FAA program, and they give you like free training if you pass this test. They even actually pay you $30,000 to do this, and then they like supposedly set you up with a career in air traffic controller.
Is that like the people on the ground that are like with the red, like beep beep?
No. It's like the people in the towers directing, like planes to come in.
Oh damn!
Yeah. It's. I mean, it's kind of cool, but like,
Is that really what you want to do?
I mean, no, but like, the thing is, like, here's the way I see it: is that I'm 30, and the cutoff for like joining the FAA is 30. You cannot be you can't be younger than that. So it's really just an option that I can do.
Right.
And I'm not one to like close doors, especially if it's like a sound opportunity, but like I don't know. It's just hard. My trust has sort of eroded with these backup plans. You know, I don't know if you've watched many videos on YouTube about like our labor market and like what's going on with jobs and why people won't hire us. But I guess one of the biggest things that I've learned, and you know, this may be obvious to some people, but it was not obvious to me growing up, was that a college degree now doesn't mean that you'll automatically just get something in the future, right?
Yeah.
I think that is just, I think people who still think that are either, well, okay, I don't think people actually think that, but I think that we've sort of internalized it because our parents kind of like grew up on that thing, or at least my parents grew up on the fact that, you know, if you went to college, you got a degree, you know, people would want you, but that's not like necessarily inherently true, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So realizing this fact, I'm now at a crossroads again. Like, do I trust my government to provide for me? Like, I guess if it were like in a contract and it was just like, yeah, you know, once you go through this training, we'll get you a job that's guaranteed for X amount of years. But what contract is going to say that, you know?
Right.
Or is that actually what's going to happen? Like I don't know. Like, either way, like, no matter what I do, it's going to be a gamble. But then again, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to actually like do it and take the test. Anyway,
I don't know. I feel like I can make an argument why it might hurt.
I mean, the only thing that it's hurting is my time. I mean, if I take it and I pass and I get in, I can decide whether or not I want to do it or not. But if I don't take it, then I won't have that opportunity to get in, like, at all.
Where did this even come from? Like, it sounds like something your mom kind of like, hey, this is a good idea. You should look into this. Or did you yourself come up with?
It was my mother's suggestion. It's because, you know, she like read the news, like the government really needs air traffic controllers right now because things aren't really going great in that department at the moment.
Yeah.
But
you would have to study a lot though, right, for that test?
I mean, it's interesting, because like there's a certain like test prep you can do, but it's like very mental mathy, and it's very like track. It's supposedly like you're supposed to be like tracking a bunch of things at the same time, and whether you have an aptitude for that. Um, so I
You
mean,
and
I
I
think I
both know
could do
that
that. Maybe it could be like
multitasking.
what? Oh, sorry. Was that not what you're asking?
No, yes. So I was gonna say, like, you and I both know that like multitasking isn't truly real, right? Like, it's your
Yeah.
brain like shifting really fast. Like, maybe that's why the cutoff is 30, because later in
Well,
life
yeah,
you just
because yeah.
you become it becomes really difficult to shift your brain like that.
Or they want folks with a larger reaction time window.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So who actually knows? Um,
What do you?
but
How
go ahead.
long? Uh, right. Yeah, I. Hmm. I'm getting kind of a lot of feelings, and I'm trying not to be like too selfish with them because you know a part of me wants to tell you like it sounds like you're not wanting it sounds like you're not doing the thing that you really want to do and quote unquote like living like trying like trying for your dreams, but then the other part of me that's like, well, you know Gumi has a different set of given circumstances, and maybe he doesn't have kind of like that maybe freedom, that luxury, or that want or desire, and it's a little different than what I'm thinking, and maybe this is reality for him, and and I've always kind of wrestled with the thought of backup plans because growing up or in high school, I guess I should say, there was always kind of two lines of thinking for me that people posed. One was go all in, no backup plans. Like you're either gonna make it or fail, or you're gonna keep trying until like and keep failing until you inevitably and eventually make it. Um, and having that backup plan, I've been told when I was kind of in the middle of it, like deciding yes or no, having that backup plan is kind of like is kind of a crutch slash um, a scapegoat or like it kind of makes you feel like, oh, maybe I can give up, maybe there is like this side thing, and of course it's not so black and white because I now adhere to like the it's more realistic to think like throughout my early parts of my life I need to make a lot of money, and so I can comfortably take risks and pursue my other like desires and ambitions and lofty dreams. But so with that being said, uh, like that almost naive part of me wants to be like, no, Gumi, like you're like first off you like sidetracked these 4 years, and of course this is kind of my own imparts and opinions, like you sidetracked these 4 years like to pursue this second degree of me in meteorology, and you like you didn't even like it, you didn't even want it, like is this is this what you want to continue doing, like kind of sidetracking yourself, or like it's or do you want to follow that twinkle in your eye, that like passion that you talked about, whether it's like gaming and editing and trying for that, or something else, or but maybe like now maybe that is too naive and like not realistic, and maybe that backup plan slash you have just that much discipline and work ethic where you can work towards that like um that job and career while doing this on the side, and then like if you pop off, then you can quit, but I don't know, that's like kind of my thinking, and things to juggle, I guess.
Well, I will say, I would say before moving to Chicago with you, I didn't have any of this figured out, like what I do now. I didn't know what I was doing. I, finally decided that when going to Chicago with you, I would just take that leap of faith, and that
Yeah.
whatever I didn't have figured out, I would figure it out while I was there. And I knew that while we were there, while, I kind of fooled around a little bit, that things were still moving forward somewhat, right? Because I was, I mean, we were both figuring stuff out, like, uh, uh, but like in particular, I didn't know what it took to like I guess go after something that I wanted until I actually like tried doing it. That's what I was trying with those mushrooms that were brown beach that I grew in the apartment. That was really crazy. Um, an awesome experiment, and it like that was like the moment that got me thinking. I was just like, wait, I wanted to do something. I got informed about it, and then I actually did it all on my own. No one told me to do this. I
Yeah.
just I just did it because I wanted to.
What
Um,
is the mushroom of today? What is the mushroom endeavor of today? What is the thing that nobody is telling you to do, but that you just kind of want to go for, if anything?
I mean, really, it's the voice acting stuff, but also video editing as well. Um,
What's stopping you from like
what's stopping me right now? My
and not
parents.
in really any sense? Yeah, like what do you feel? And this is kind of like something that you might have to think about and kind of introspect for a bit. But what is stopping you from just trying out and failing and like trying to do it and starting like today, that kind of thing?
Um, well, it's just it's it's focus, really. Um, you know, I would like to focus on just trying and failing this specific thing. Um, However, every time I try to start, it seems like I get stifled by my safety net that my mom really wants for me. My parents that you know she wants me to be successful in life, and as do I. And this comes from a complicated place because
Yeah.
I have dreams. I had dreams. Now I have to pick and choose which dream I want to go for. You know,
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
still dream big. I just have to choose which one I'm going to actually create a goal in. Um, I didn't know how to create goals for all the dreams that I had, but now after figuring out how to work out, how to go for something, I feel dragged down by this safety net that they've created for
Mm.
me. They're not allowing me to. They're not allowing themselves to actually be the safety net anymore. And I'm very, very, very privileged to have them in my life, and I'm very appreciative of what they do. So
Right.
I struggle
Yeah.
with not wanting to defy their wishes, but also like wanting to start doing what it is I actually like want to do. And I thought that by getting like a part-time job that I would, you know, satisfy that, but the answer that I'm getting is not yet. So, Um, I could, you know what? I mean, like, I could start at any time. You're right. I could start at any time. Uh, but I'm getting in my own way, uh, from lack of focus or focus on too many things, and it comes from like the like a pressure to uh, please my parents. So it's hard, like
Yeah, absolutely.
it's um
I wanna I was gonna say, well, now there is a case for. Well, first off, to clarify, when you said to please them, you meant your parents, um, and now I think there is a case that taking the test is harmful. Because I'm glad that you said it with your own words, that, like, it's becoming a burden to have these, like, side backup plans, because now you're like the time. Oop, phone call. Go away, phone. That's spam. Sorry about that. So the argument that I would say is, don't even give don't even give root and even the chance for it to happen. Because, like, yeah, sure, it could be a career, but, like, that could be said about any high paying job that comes across your way that you don't want, because that's what this is. This is a high paying potential career thing that you don't want. And why even allow the door to exist, aka take the test? Because you're
that
very
I can't
studious.
answer.
You're gonna pass. I believe. Um, and so, like, if you're thinking that it's becoming a burden and that's what you don't want to do, why not? As much as painful as this might be, I don't know how this might go, but why not sit down with your mom and be like, hey, this is what I'm actually passionate about, and I'm gonna give it my everything. Have faith in me. Give me some time.
I've had plenty of those chats with her.
Oh,
Uh,
that was my
um,
fear.
but I mean, like, the thing is, like, I have two, I have two dreams basically.
Okay.
Um, I mean, I wanted what my parents have, which is like the nuclear family, right? Where you grow up in like a two-parent household with X amount of kids, and you go to work and you come home and you have a happy family life. Um, that was supposedly the American dream, right?
Right.
White picket fence and all. Um, but at the same time, I also wanted to be someone with notoriety, someone who did something cool, and so the problem with those two different dreams is the thing that I was going for is actually really, really, really hard to do in congruence with this other dream that I have, and that I would need to focus on one or the other before I got one or the other, because it's very hard, very, very hard to do both. It's kind of like trying to build your muscles and cut weight at the same time, right?
Mm.
Um, really hard to do. So, I have to decide which dream that I want to go for first, you know?
Okay.
Which is like, man, I don't know at this point. I like, I don't know. Like,
Do you feel
I'm
like
I'm I'm burnt out at this point. I like, I'm a burnt out, washed up, gifted kid that, never figured shit out too late. I mean, I've always considered myself a late bloomer. But like, goddamn, I'm ready to fucking bloom. You know?
dude? Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't know. I
Part
you
of
know, I'm I'm giving you so much of the grief that I'm going through right now. But
I
I
appreciate your
figured it would be
vulnerability, man.
like pretty interesting content to talk about because like I mean the kids today, Gen Z and perhaps Gen Alpha in the future too, they're feeling this like the same woes, right? Like
Yeah.
it's getting harder to find a job. Like entry level positions are just like requiring years of experience now. You know, companies aren't interested in like training you to become, you know, someone who's loyal and someone who knows the business. I don't care about it anymore. So many people are like the best strategy for getting like a pay raise these days is to jump ship every 2 years to go to the competitor. And it's like, is this really the culture that we want to live in?
Right.
Question for later, but like, also this is the culture we live in. We live in the LinkedIn, you know, like work, workforce, right? LinkedIn, Indeed, you get on and they don't know who you are, right? They all I see is like a sheet of paper, and it's crazy to me how much we hold on to, or at least the generations of that are older than us will hold on to the notion that like oh well, you know, you could still, you like you just got to keep putting yourself out there. It's just like I am putting myself out there, like, and this is how I'm doing it. I can't just I like you could go in and like show your face to employers and be like, "Hello, this is who I am. I would like a job. Here is my resume." We aren't in that era anymore.
Though
You
it's
can
funny
just
you say
apply
that,
anywhere now.
because that's how I got my current laser job.
Isn't that crazy? See, it's so refreshing, but the like most people will turn you away though, right? So like what like to even do that is like crazy. Maybe we should have a cultural revolution where we just start doing that. We should just stop using Indeed and LinkedIn, all these stupid sites, ZipRecruiter, and just like walk in,
They
you
have
know?
their own place for sure, but I think you're right. I think there is the quote that keeps coming to my head is like the world belongs to optimists. If you never think that anything is possible, then it's never going to happen. The world belongs to optimists. So you have to believe that it's possible for you to do anything, right?
Yeah, that's a nice quote.
Well, I think
I'm not
I'm
giving the
quoting.
world to the optimists. I'm stealing it back for the realists.
You
I
can still be.
mean, no, you're not, like the realist is gonna be like, oh, okay, listen, like you're not wrong, optimist. Uh, but let's be real here for a moment. It's gonna be really hard to do.
Yes. So then comes the other quote that um that the people that the real let's call them the realist, that they're right 99% of the time, but that 1% that they're wrong, that's all the optimists need to hit it big. They just need that one big hit, and they're right, and they've been right all along.
You're right. I should keep gambling.
No.
Powerball, here I come. Millionaire, here I come. Thanks, optimist.
No. Oh my god. I mean, yeah, life requires some risks.
Yeah, I
At least you can hedge like feeling dumb, right? Like, what's the worst that can happen? Like reaching out to a company. You're not gambling money. You're gambling time, and I was gonna say, like personal brand slash like who you are. Like, who's this guy reaching out? But then that might also add to like who you are. Like, oh wow, look at this guy reaching out. Like, he's doing things differently than everyone else is. Everyone else says like the economy is bad, finding a job is tough. But I've been privileged enough to, man, maybe it's I'm always like the personality hire, but I've been privileged enough to like never have to worry about like I've always juggled at least like 3 jobs. Even now, I'm juggling 3 jobs, but it's never like all at the same time. It's always like I know I can reach out if they have anything. I go do that. This is the most high paying, and so this takes precedent. And then when I don't have that, I look at the other two, which two are available, and then I go to the highest paying one. And sometimes I don't have anything, and that sucks. Sometimes I almost caved, and I almost applied and took this position that was like paying 55 to 65K a year, and I was like, oh, don't have to worry about income, benefits, the but the amount of time and effort and mental strain that it would take to that it would require of me, because it was in the education field. I think I valued making less, a little less, but having so much more time. And the thing that I'm struggling with, that I'm glad you figured out, is my own focus, because I struggle with discipline as well. Not as well. I don't know if you struggle with it, but definitely like these workout regimes and sticking to like really sticking and committing to that has been helping out with like it's been having rippling effects to the rest of my life. But yeah,
Visualize, then execute. What could be
I kind
more
of wanted to
simple
ask
than that?
earlier. Yeah,
What do you want to ask?
I kind of wanted to ask you. Do you feel like do you ever? And this is a subject that I feel like I have to eggshell because I just don't want to offend slash cross any boundaries. But do you feel like you it would benefit you to move out?
Yeah, probably.
Is the only thing that's stopping you there is like finances?
Yeah, I ain't got no money,
I
and
mean, even going to
I don't ask for I don't ask for any money from my parents. The only thing that they said that they would pay for, since they were basically asking me to, was my college expenses.
yeah.
No, it probably would benefit me, but I don't have any money. When I moved to Chicago with you, I had $10,000 that I saved up from doing part-time jobs, bartending, and working as a waiter server at BJ's.
Yeah,
And
I remember those.
I was ready to make my move at that point.
No shit fun now though.
I don't have that fund anymore. I mean, I spent it all for college. I guess I should say that I paid for part of my college expenses with my own money.
Oh dang.
So all of that is just, it's gone. So I have to rebuild it again. But that's the thing, like, you can't really do anything if you don't have any money.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, I have to wait for the paycheck to roll in anyway from my new job so that I can spend it on things that I'll need to help elevate me towards my goals and my dreams.
Would you, if you did have that 10K, would you take another leap of faith and move out?
Would I move out? I don't know about that. It would really, it depends. Just because, like, I don't like to be uprooted from my routine, and now especially since I have a job that I like and that I can do really well, and isn't too intrusive into my life, and I can work around it. I feel like that I can feel like I can do something now.
Dude, yes.
I feel like I'm like itching to get started.
You sound
I
empowered right now.
like I got like I mean yeah, like it's crazy like how much like a good job does to your mental. Like
Yeah.
I get so
Yeah.
stressed out about like the work environments that I used to be in. Like I remember like my previous job, I would feel like crap doing it. I felt like crap afterwards. And you know, I didn't like the work. I My coworkers were a challenge, and but now I have that, and I just like and I felt the same way in Chicago too. As a standardized, I was just
Yes.
like
Yes.
I'm reading while I'm here. I am trying to learn a new language. I learned to make mushrooms. I'm making friends. I went
That's
to,
what builds the case even more. Then, like, why take the test then? If you love where you're at right now, and why not just keep building on that instead of keep shifting and shifting and shifting and
because I have to wait for the paycheck anyway. I have debts to pay. So, you know, I while I'm waiting for the money to flow in so that I can actually, you know, get Premiere. I don't even know how much Premiere is, but I just know it's expensive. I don't have the cash right now.
20 a month or 200 or something.
Yeah.
Unless I mean, probably went up.
So
Let's see.
probably like 200 a year, right?
I mean, there's great free editing software.
Yeah, I fiddled around with CapCut.
Yeah, dude, I love CapCut.
Let me show you the meme that I made the other day with CapCut. Hang on.
You might like DaVinci Resolve if you are more of like a CapCut streamlines it a lot easier. But I think you can have if you know like what you're doing, which I don't, so I like CapCut. But I think DaVinci Resolve is another really good one. Free. So that's the idea. Adobe Premiere Pro, available via subscription. Always with the subscriptions. $22.99 per month with the annual commitment, or $34.50 per month with a month-to-month plan.
All right, peep the meme I just sent you. I made this myself.
Ooh, okay. Let's see.
I kind of fucked up the ratio there.
It looks so small.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how to. I need to figure out how to fix that.
Do you have a crush on me? I will post it upon editing.
Okay.
So the viewers can see what the heck we're talking about. Oh man, this was a great. I appreciate you being vulnerable and talking and chatting a bit about your life before. Yeah, I had a bunch of things planned for this, and I'm really
Oh,
glad. No,
sorry.
no, no, no,
Well,
no.
no, no, no. We can.
I reject that apology. I love you, brother. Thank you for being so vulnerable and sharing with everyone like kind of your trials and tribulations at the moment. I feel like that's what's most valuable. Like the value that we can bring to audiences is like how we deal with our current struggles and where we are right are where we are in life.
Yeah. I guess. I guess the takeaway for, I guess for the younger audience is, this is gonna sound so depressing, but in our culture, it's rare. It feels like it's rarely ever said. No one, no one owes you anything. So, if you want something, take it.
How is that depressing? What?
Uh, just because it's like, I don't know. Uh,
Do
I mean, like, because the thing is, like, I worked hard
yeah.
to get through college and all of this, and I still wasn't owed anything, right? So if you want to do something, and if you want to make something like for it, then my recommendation from the get-go, you know, if you whether you have a safety net or not, get informed and get completely immersed in it.
And you're talking specifically like career slash ambitions
Yeah,
in life.
career and ambitions. Figure out the dream that you like the most that you have, uh, or dreams. Make goals for those dreams, big goals into smaller goals, and then get informed about it. Don't if you're feeling kind of wishy-washy about it, and you don't know because you've got other things to worry about or obligations, um just get informed then, at least for now. I don't know, that didn't feel like, yeah, cut that right now. That didn't resonate with the impact that I really wanted it to.
I feel like you're judging yourself right now a lot. Do you feel like impostery?
No, I don't feel like an imposter. I'm judging my, like, I guess, delivery of that.
Delivery.
My delivery and, like, what advice I'm actually giving.
So feel free to talk to speak. You wanna just try that again?
Yeah,
Like,
sure. I mean, like, like, I'm 30 years old, and I don't want other people to do what I did.
why not?
Which was futz around while I didn't know what I was doing. I had this friend of mine ask me really, really long time ago, like, what is it that you, like, want? And I broke down because I was just like, I don't know what I want, but I knew what I want. I just didn't think I could get what I wanted, so I was doing the thing.
Mm. Dude, I had a similar experience. My best friend from high school, he throughout college and throughout high school too, he was like, "What do you want, Daniel?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know this. I don't mean that." No, damn it, Daniel, be specific. What do you want? And I just like was struggling. I was like, "Fuck, I don't know, man. I don't know what I want." And I almost like kind of, well, I mean, I broke down as well periodically throughout college. Um, but I think I was in like looking back, maybe I did know what I wanted, but I didn't have the confidence, the balls, the oomph to like really say it. And maybe I didn't really know exactly what I wanted, and that comes from like a lack of self-awareness. And maybe that's where you start. I would say figuring out what you want is a domino or like a level up from figuring out what you like to eat, figuring out what your favorite color is, like that kind of thing.
Maybe, sorry to interrupt you.
No, no, no.
Maybe it's not figuring out what you want, but deciding which of those things that you want.
Boom! That is a great freaking way to put it, dude. Yes.
Because
That sounds great.
I would, like, internally, I was just like, well, I know what I want. I want, those are dreams. And then the actual deciding part is goals.
And the actions, yes.
I'm gonna make this one my goal. I didn't get that. I didn't get the difference between the two. And
Dude, that's huge.
Really,
yeah.
that really stifled me not knowing that. Yeah, so you know what? The world doesn't owe you anything. However, you deserve to go after what you want. You deserve it. You're human. You have the freedom to do it.
You deserve to go after what you want.
Yeah.
You deserve
I never
to
felt like I deserved to go after what it is I truly wanted.
Dude, my podcast with Jessica really messed me up because I can't. I've been trying to like anytime the word deserve comes up, I've been trying to come up with a different word to put in place of it.
Really?
She's like she was talking to me about like wanting or try like the word deserve feels like why does anyone deserve anything? Why can't it just be inherently like it we inherently it is like already within us like why isn't it inherent why do we have deserve she
Yeah.
says deserve it feels like you have to do something to earn it why can't we just
It does
right
kind of have that connotation,
and she's
doesn't
like
it?
she was saying that like in a different language there's words for what you would use in place for deserve but for English she couldn't think of one I think and I couldn't think of one because she was like try thinking of a different word and I was like I don't know and now I every time I hear deserve I'm like I don't want to use this word.
Hang on. Let's fucking thesaurus this shit. Deserve.
Let's thesaurus this shit. I already did.
Oh, you did?
No, not right now, but like, go ahead and see if you find anything new.
Be verb, as in be entitled to.
Right?
Yeah, you know, it's crazy what we don't entitle ourselves to do just because.
It just doesn't
I don't
sound as good, you know? It like entitled. It has that like connotation of like.
Yeah,
oh, are
well,
you...
yeah. Entitled does have, like, a very negative connotation, you know.
You were born with. You were born with. It is inherently yours.
I think it's just, well, yeah, like, it's just, you know, we're taught to, like, sit and behave and listen to your parents, and, you know, you hear all these stories about, like, kids, like, you know, not being stifled, not being allowed to do what they want, and then part of it we internalize it, and then like in media we see it this way, you know. So it does, like, it is shocking, like why is it so revolutionary to say that we deserve to do something when we always had the freedom to do it. Like,
I think Marley brought this up where growing up we were as kids we were taught what we could and couldn't do and then like got almost thrusted these judgments upon us like there's some point in our childhood where we stopped dreaming big where we got self-conscious where we started caring about what other people thought, what we, you know, X, Y, and Z, and I think that has a lot to do with it. But that's a different conversation. It's funny because one of my third topic for today was how's the new job? Want to rant? And
dude, I love
in a way, we kind of did that. So I I thought it was funny that we're tackling what was already on the list. On my list that I didn't inform you on.
Let me tell you, so many people like take pictures of me without me noticing. Like,
what?
Yes, it's crazy. Like,
You're the mustache
didn't realize,
guy.
Well, yeah, they took one look at the mustache as a train attendant. They're like, oh, just like in the old times. Look, mommy, his mustache is silly. I go, I sure hope I'm not silly, young man.
I hope you're silly. I like silly.
And the mom's just like, you know, 4-year-olds. And I'm just like, oh, I know the mustache is really handsome and he likes the mustache. No, dude, like people like sneak pictures of me. It's crazy. Like, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here.
Do you ever call it out? Like, hey.
No, but so I'm trying to like catch it when people are like I can see them sneaking a photo of me.
Yeah.
I'm always just like a hair too late but like I see the camera and I always want to do like a, like
Yes, you should. Yes, that'd be so funny.
no, but like people like
Oh,
every single shift I have had at least one person say like, "Hey, can I take a picture with you?" And there are other train attendants around, but it's with me cuz I have the mustache.
because you have the mustache. Dude, I
And
need a.
they're so sweet to me. The kids are out there having fun. Um, you know,
So do you like ride a train all day? I don't actually know what you do.
yeah, I like ride an old carriage train all day. It's super sweet. I like talking to the folks on the train because they're having fun. Their kids are out having fun. I get to sell them goodies like popcorn, hot dogs, candy, soda.
That's fun. You mind me asking how much that pays?
$16 an hour. So not like the greatest, but
It's
living.
flexible. You get to chat with. I mean, honestly, I love a job that lets me chat with people because I've met some of the best people I know in at serving tables, and they're like, "Hey, you're awesome. Let's exchange contact info." I'm like, "Oh, am I allowed to do this? Yeah, fuck it, why not?"
I funny you say that because I met someone interesting on on the train the other day. I noticed him because he was wearing a sweater, like a hoodie, that had Epic Games on it, and Epic Games, of course, it's like
Fortnite.
Fortnite. He had a hat on for like QuakeCon, and then when he took off his hoodie, he had like this big nerd shirt that was like Cato Demon. It's like a Caco Demon from Doom, but like catified. And he was in
Nice.
line for the bathroom. I was like, "Hey man, like, I really like your like what you have on. Like, I noticed that you wore an Epic Games hoodie. Like, are you a game developer?" And he's like, "Yeah, I work on Fortnite."
Oh,
I was like, "Oh, that's
shit.
so cool." He was there with his family. He might have been like an uncle or a dad. They were celebrating a 4-year-old birthday, and he is having a blast. And we got to chatting, and he is a super chill guy, and it like I wanted to like rip him for being like looking like an old school gamer. He looked a little older than me, but he could have been closer to my age.
Yeah.
But you could tell by what he was talking about that he was like an old school gamer because, I was just like, oh, like I love hero shooters. I don't play Fortnite, but I play Overwatch and Marvel Rivals is my new jam. And he was just like, oh man, I love Overwatch. I used to play. I have over 700 hours on Junkrat. I was like, oh,
God
that's
dang.
how you know that's an old school gamer, because it's projectile based, and those
Ah.
who are really really good with like Demo Man from TF2 or just any projectile based characters are like people who like grew up with like the original like deathmatch Quake type matches, because you have to be really good at predicting where people. Anyway,
Yeah, yeah.
he gave me some of the scoop on like some of the Overwatch stuff. He was just like, yeah, you'll hear like all this like Overwatch drama about how like the original team is all gone, and and it was like this big deal, but I would say about half the people that were working on Overwatch just like who originally working on Overwatch left because it got boring. They
Mm.
you work on something for so long it gets kind of stale. And I was like, oh, I never really considered that because Overwatch is like a 9-year-old game. Crazy to think
Yeah.
that it's 9 years old.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
yeah,
is it crazier to think? I mean, yeah. I was like, is it crazier to think that we've known each other more than 10 years? Or about 10?
our relationship is a little over than Overwatch. Around the same time that we were friends.
I've been holding in a pee. I'm gonna go pee real quick, and then I'll be right back. Let's take
Okay,
a little
are you
break.
gonna continue recording
Yeah, sure.
so
Or I
I
could
can
just stop
chat
it.
with the audience?
Yeah, sure. Why not? BRB.
I see you taking those headphones with you.
Nuh-uh.
I know him. I know he's probably listening right now. He didn't take them off. But he didn't take his mic with me, so he can't protest. Just kidding. I didn't actually have anything prepared to say or any funny bit. I just wanted to, like, say, hello, audience. It is me. You will now have a parasocial relationship with me because I am talking at you. You may notice that my eyes are a little puffy and red today. So sorry about that. I'm dealing with some allergies. I'm doing quite alright. I hope you could tell that by the tone of my voice and the energy that I bring today. And I hope that you're enjoying this. Sincerely, I hope you do. I'm having a lot of fun. It can be a hard thing to be vulnerable. In fact, it is a hard thing to be vulnerable. But if you ever feel alone, I'm sorry. I don't. Wait. Okay. Wait. So I was thinking. I didn't want it to sound like a platitude that, you know, would be here to like listen, like would be here with you or the people in like solidarity. Because I know that sometimes it can be a little tired, thing to say. Man, parasocial relationships suck. Also, I'm getting hella distracted with what I'm saying, and I'm sure you enjoyed all of that.
All right, what I miss?
Yeah, right. You took your damn headphones with you, didn't you?
No, I took them off. Okay, I can't. I broke. It didn't take much for me to break.
Chat. I know, chat. We played too many party games. I know his game. He's good at it.
Oh my god.
It can be so convincing.
I took off the headphones and put them back on as I was walking into frame.
Yeah.
Oh, you're too good.
Yeah, I know. Can't bullshit a bullshitter.
Yeah, so how is that per social relationship?
What?
I mean, all right. Speaking of games, shall we play the game you have? Did you have a game to bring to the table?
Oh, it's a really basic game, but I don't know if anyone else ever played this game before growing up. So I want to know. It's called Ghost, and what you do is you have one person start with a letter, and then the next person chooses another letter, and you are both working towards spelling a word. However, the moment that you spell a word, you lose. So it's a game of word chicken.
Whoa.
So, but at any point, you can say, like, if you go like T and then X, you can be like, okay, wait, challenge. How is that working towards like a word? What word are you trying to spell? And if they can't come up with something, then they lose.
Oh no!
So do you want to give it a shot? It's called Ghost. I played this with my mom and dad in and my brother in Carroids. All right. I'll go first.
That's fun. Yeah, let's do it.
G.
A. I set him up for his failure. Chat.
I.
H.
Challenge. What the fuck word are you trying to spell?
No idea. I was like, this probably sounds like a yep.
Gaih.
Yeah, yeah. Let me. Yeah, it's this. It's this word that I'm about to Google. One sec.
Uh-uh. You can't Google it. You have to come up with it on the spot.
Oh, apparently it is a word. So
No, it's not. Okay, but do you get it now?
yeah, I do. That's
Okay, okay. I'll let you start this time.
all right. F.
You.
L.
C.
I feel like that's a word, but I think that's too harsh if I challenge that. Okay. A.
Okay, now I'm challenging it. I'm challenging you. What word are you
All
trying
right.
to spell?
Falcon is a well-built, somewhat scrappy-looking fellow. He's a character in a game.
What the fuck? Nah, no. Oh yeah, that's the other stipulation. You can't do names. They have to be words.
No. All right, I'm gonna cash in the I didn't know card.
And Daniel, you have to know the word. So you can't start like spelling a word that you don't know and then be like, "Wait, let me look up a word that fits with it." I was going for fulcrum,
Oh yeah.
which see which you would have lost if you spelled it out. Anyway,
What if I said R?
then I would say you, and then you would have to go with M or challenge me or come up with a
Oh
different
yeah.
word. Yeah, so
Dang, this is tough. Yeah, it's kind of like a checkers slash like the order that you go matters kind of thing. It depending on the word, you kind of have to be smart about the word choice.
yeah.
I'm a
And
little bit.
house rules, we know that A and I are already words because they're like an article and pronoun, but that's boring. So we can start with A or I. Which, and so incidentally, I think I will start with. I will go with an A.
All right. L. You.
I think you may have got me on that one.
No. Third time's the chat. The charm, chat. Rage.
Nope. I think you got me. I'm gonna just go with D. Aloud.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Hmm. A-L-O. What are other words that start with A-L?
What the hell is an alouette?
What the
Oh,
yeah, what is an
that's a
alouette?
character.
Alouette, shundo, alouette.
Oh yeah. Oh, maybe it's not a character then.
Words?
But it's not English. Right?
Oh
Yeah,
wow,
it's
there's
French.
literally no other words that go A-L-O-U.
Oh damn.
I mean,
Okay.
there is alouette and alouata and alouat mia, but otherwise, nope. That was a good one to go for. I'll have to
Nice.
remember that for next time.
um, I want to transition into what we learned, things we learned. Because what I wanted to bring up kept coming up throughout our recent. Oh, big stretch. One sec. Oh yeah. Oh, stretch is good. It came up in our conversation that we were having earlier, or when we first started. Um, so I'm excited to share mine. Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first on what you learned?
No, I was waiting on you.
All right. Okay, cool. So, all right. I'll start with saying what I learned. Slash, I guess I kind of. It's a little bit of a spin-off of something else. Is the mantra slash phrase "fu opinions." Now let me explain what that means. It's relearning to be my most authentic self. So if I'm thinking like, oh, I kind of want to do this. It'd be a little silly, but I'm like, it might be embarrassing. Fu opinions, like f whatever people are gonna think, and just go ahead and do it. I shouldn't dilute myself. I should be my most authentic self in all situations, because why would you be anything otherwise? And so I got that from, I was watching a podcaster, and I believe he was quoting John Goodman's "Fu Money." I'll go ahead and copy the link to you, but don't watch it yet. I don't think I'm going to be showing this to the audience, and you'll see why. um, I'll show it if you. I'll probably just tell people to look up, go on YouTube and Google John Goodman "Fu Money," because there is a lot of fucks in there. um, and so then there's also this one that I can potentially show, which is Joe Rogan talking about it. But there's been a lot of podcasters talking about just like the idea of this, which is "Fu Money" is having enough money to be able to have a stance, an opinion, feel so confident to be like, man, fuck you. I don't care about this job opportunity. I have enough money. Like, I'm just gonna do what I want. And so that's the idea of "Fu Money." And so with FU opinions, it's, I say to myself, you know what? I'm awesome. I'm gonna do it my way because I don't give a fuck. I'm creative. I'm funny. I'm smart, and I'm confident in myself. And if anyone thinks otherwise, then fuck them. You know, that kind of like fuck you opinions. So that's what I'm relearning this week / learned this week, and how that came up. Oh, I'll stop there for now. So do you want
to? Are you sure you could keep going?
I kind of want you to watch, so you get more context. Yeah, watch the John Goodman video.
You want me to watch it now?
Yeah, it's not too long.
I actually tried opening it, but then it didn't.
Oh, sorry. Try it again. I messed with the YouTube link, so it should be good now.
Oh, here we go. He's not wrong. I'm gonna watch the second one now. I mean, yeah, that's, actually, part of what they're saying is what is motivating me to actually go through with the air traffic controller stuff, because I know if I do that, I'll have fuck you money.
Yeah, and that's why that's what I wanted to say, but I know you wouldn't, because you didn't have this context. I was gonna say like, oh, you.
I mean, but
probably
that is part of the equation. Like it's part of what's motivating me to do it.
That's what almost got me to cave for like the comfy job. So air traffic. How much does that pay normally?
I don't know, traffic control. But it would be career enough to keep me supported for the rest of my life.
Right, but you'd have to do it for the rest of your life. That's the thing, right?
Exactly.
So, and that, like, how long of a life would you have at that point after you, like, it would take you years to accumulate the fuck you money.
Well, my own fuck you money, like I said before, I'm in a position of privilege, I think once most, like, well, I don't know about most, but it will be, in the future, we will have one of the largest generational wealth transfers that the world has ever seen. And I like it's not something that I like to talk about or is pleasant, but it is something that is going to happen. So while I won't have big money, I may not have to do it for my entire life. It all just entirely depends on where I am in the future.
So this is something I've been struggling with too. I hear you, so that begs the question in my mind. Should you okay, you know that funny thing that happens when you like start speaking and then like the voices in the back of your head like, oh, are you sure you're taking into account this and this and this and this?
Sure.
I have to like put that away, because sometimes you just gotta, it just like, then you feel, it feels very people pleasing. It's like, and then but this and then okay, now that we got that out of the way, now I can say what I really want to say. But what I was gonna say is, that for me that begs the question: should should you start thinking about it and acting as if you already had, as if that money was guaranteed? Saying it out loud, probably not. But is there some level of fuck you that you could be like, I might be good on some level. Maybe I should pursue things with a an attitude of a little bit of that fake confidence of fuck you. Maybe not fake, but that confidence of fuck you. Something that I wrestle with myself. This is what I'm currently wrestling with. Like if I like like my dad's already like, yeah, this property I brought, I want, and we need to transfer it to your name, just in case anything happens, you know. And I'm like, oh, okay, God, like I don't even want to think about that. Please stay alive as long as possible. But like, okay, cool. So I'm gonna own like a $500,000 property. Um, am I set? Like, should I do things that to pursue things that I love, or do I try to like take big risks and try to get to a point like a millionaire point where I can like let them retire and let them live a life comfortably as you know, for the rest of their life that they work so fucking hard for. And that's like what I'm leaning towards is like I don't check my own privilege sometimes because how I grew up so poorly, but like now I'm feeling a little more comfier and like, so that's what I'm struggling with currently is like, do I venture onward and take these risks, and even though I'm not following the career path like that could make me more money, uh, I'm I'm taking, but am I really? No, I'm not, because I'm not. I don't have that discipline. I don't have like that focus. I'm not putting in those hours. So that am I just wasting away this time that I could be spending earning money? Maybe. And so that's what like kind of keeps me up at night. It doesn't actually a little. I mean, maybe a little bit, but like in a perfect world, yeah, I would have that fuck you mindset where I'm like, okay, cool. Like my dad worked so hard to put me in this position. I paid for my own college. I did it all myself, and I feel like I feel empowered. And so like now I feel like I should use this to move forward and launch myself to like as high of a position as possible to get my family into like a more comfortable space. But then I find myself being bogged down on like not doing that because of what others might think, because of what I perceive others already think, and the the scary notion of failure. Like if I'm not making money, the bank account is just draining, and then that puts me into a stress slash anxiety state that I don't like being in. I like my bank account rising, and I've worked really freaking hard to like let it keep rising every year, and so like, it feels scary to stop doing that. But I've been slowly starting to let myself invest in myself and spend money when otherwise I could have just saved it. Uh, that was kind of a weird.
No, I think that was, I, you know, I think you're right. It's conducive to what we're talking about. It's certainly a struggle. Everyone will have their own struggles that they're going through.
And something that yes, and yes, and something that I wanted to add on top of everything here was the podcaster by the name of Chris Williamson says that there's levels to this. There's like the fuck you money, and he says there's a level of fuck you family. I forget exactly what he meant by that, but if we use context clues, I think we can get the gist of it.
Say that one more time.
Chris Williamson, I don't know if he was quoting something, but in his podcast he was talking about fuck you money. And that he was saying, I think he was saying that someone else was mentioning that there's levels to this. There's like fuck you money, then there's fuck you this, and then there's fuck you family. And I'm not sure exactly what he meant by it, because I'd have to look. I have to look back at the video, and I couldn't find it earlier today.
Fuck
Um,
you, family. Wow.
yeah, but using context clues, I wonder if what we can make out of it.
Shit. Instagram? Okay, I got it.
I don't think. Or let me know when you're finished watching that.
You know, see, okay, I like this. Um, it isn't what we were talking about. I guess it could apply
Maybe.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it could apply a lot to what we're talking about. But you
It's
know,
it's
I
a, it's a
think
different way of thinking about it.
yeah, you know, I keep. It's funny because you know, I've had this talk with my mom before.
You have?
No, no, not this in particular, but I've had a particular thought that is similar to this before, and
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say thought or talk?
thought and talk.
Oh, okay.
I've had this thought before, and we've talked about it.
Mm.
Um, is that like I keep telling her I'm like I think it jokes like jokingly I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be a better parent than you were, and like just you know just like that should be like a matter of fact thing. And she goes like, I don't know about that. Like we're both like joking back and forth, right?
Yeah.
And you know, eventually, at a certain point, I was just like, well, I sure hope that you think I will be a better parent than you, and I hope that my children, if they decide to become parents, are better parents than I am.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
and I tell her I was just like it was seeded within you with your own father, mom. You know, he was a pastor. He wanted to leave a legacy of love with you, and you have passed down that legacy of love to me. Let me continue doing it by being better than you were, because that's the whole
Mm.
point, right? We're supposed to get better as the generations continue on, right?
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
to take things that were smart and were worked before, and we have to leave behind what doesn't work anymore.
I'm not really religious, but I want to say amen to that.
A fucking men.
Amen, brother.
You know, like I think about it. I'm like, I really wish I was like the prime parent, but I won't be. But I'm going to try my best.
That's all you can ever do.
And then my kids from there will take all the good that I have left and make it into something even better.
Yeah, hell yeah. You know, I just said that's all you could ever do, but that brings about a kind of complacent energy. Like, that's all you can ever do. Just try your best. And while that may be true, I think a better response to you could be, you fucking better. You fucking better be the best you possibly can, dude.
Yep. I
Yeah.
totally agree with you.
I hope you are a better parent than mine. I hope I'm a better parent, God, dude, than mine. I mean, I love them, but
Yeah,
you know,
doesn't it make sense when you say it aloud, right?
yeah. I mean, especially when you didn't have the best parents. Ugh. I love them. I
Well,
love them, and I forgive them. But yeah, there's some stuff that I can.
you know, like
Yeah.
my dad, like yeah, like both my dad and my mom, they both have stuff that they still have. You know, they weren't gonna ever be like the perfect parents, but you know, even if you love them, they aren't perfect. Take the wisdom, take all the wisdom that they have, and parse out the ones that you need for you, and leave behind the legacy of love.
Hell yeah. Makes me think of what Keanu Reeves was on a talk show once, and he was like, "At the end of the day, it's all about love." It's like he said it so funnily. I'll play the clip here, but he was like, if at the end of the day you don't fight for what you love, then well, oh, okay, let me find it real quick, audience. We'll be right back. I found that so fast. This is a quite famous viral video. Not this, maybe this channel specifically, but
He's so goofy.
what happened?
I watched the video you sent me.
Oh damn, that was so fast! What did you say? What was your
He
response?
was so goofy. He's so
Yeah,
goofy.
yeah, but it's so it's so true too. I didn't share this to derail and what you were saying, more so to enhance it. Um, I say that because I'm a little self conscious, currently about making things about myself, I'm just trying to like, though I when I do that I think I try to like relate or show you that I'm empathizing in a way. Um, uh, yeah. Now I made it about myself. Oh fuck me. No. No.
Dude, this podcast is about ourselves.
You're so right, dude. I had a little flash of like if we do this long enough, like what an awesome encapsulation of our journey of our lives. Like I'm so excited for the podcast episode where we're talking about how it's like being parents, you know? And like the struggles we face and how we overcome them. Like I truly believe it's about how much time you put into something, and you just gotta not give up. Like, you know what I mean? If we,
Sure.
however long this goes, who fucking cares? Fuck you. Let's just fucking do it. And if anything, bare minimum, it'll be an engravement, an encapsulation of like who we were in the past and how we're progressing. And if things go well, then we'll have affected some people positively, and people have learned, and we'll be billionaires. Not.
I'd love to be a billionaire.
I said millionaire. Hold on.
Oh, I thought you said billionaire.
I mean, hey, if it goes really well.
I think I gotta win the lottery for that shit.
Maybe.
Alright. Is there anything else?
I think that's a good way to stop it. I think there's a good. I was gonna talk about what happened with my forearm and with my lower ab.
Oh, that's right. Do you want to do like a quit? Wait. We could do like a. It's the muscle segment of our show where we apparently talk about how we're working out.
Yeah,
please
our
feel
workout
free
journey.
to comment on our forms, because
Y'all, these cameras don't do Goomy justice. He looks so bulky in real life. Positive/positive.
Not true. I'm still flabby. I've come a long way, but I've got a long way to go.
I'm starting to notice some cuts myself. I'm like, ooh, when I look in the mirror.
Exactly. Right.
I won't show you just yet, audience.
But soon.
Soon.
Like he talks about this in the book. Brad Schoenfeld, author of
Max Muscle
Plan, PhD, incredible guy. Follow him on Twitter. Tell him who sent you. He won't know who we are.
No fucking clue. Oh, Goomy.
He says, hang on, I'm gonna finish.
Yes. Yes.
He says that the you will see a lot of growth in the initial like break-in phase. Those first 6 months, you're gonna see a lot of growth. Anyway, your turn.
Yep. What do they call it? The noob phase? The noob gains? That's what the fitness influencers. That's what they say. These are the noob gains. When you first start working out, you kind of come up in your body. What? Anyways, yes, I remember now. I want to have a guest next week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be
trying
our guest?
I'm trying to think about if I should tell you, but it's kind of like a colliding of both worlds. Like, oh my gosh, like this is such a important friend in my life, and you're an important friend in my life, and now you're both are gonna meet. I don't know if you want me to tell you now or if you want it to be a surprise.
Perhaps I shall be good with just a surprise, so the audience may be surprised too.
Yeah.
Indeed, I
On
think
that
this
note,
is the best course of action. Yes, on this note, what
a
would
muscle
you like to say?
journey segment.
Muscle journey segment, yes. You seem to have injured yourself, dear Banny boy. Not in one place, not in two places, but multiple places other than two. Perhaps even 3 or 4 or 5 or what have you. I only know of 2, and perhaps even more than that. Please explain to me what the fuck you've done to yourself.
Alright, so I'm on week 11, previously week 10 of working out
That's usually how
consecutively.
numbers go.
I said that because when I chatted with you, I was only on week 10, and this is the start of week 11, but I haven't worked out. Today's my workout day. So, oh god, okay, I'll talk about the forearm first. I was doing bicep curls, and I don't know if I was lifting too heavy, but hold on, let me bring up my own screen for this so I can see what I look like. Okay. But whenever I was lifting, I would, I guess maybe I would curl too much this way, and
Oh yeah, you don't want to bend your wrists there. You don't want to bend it back. You don't want to bend it forward. You want to keep it straight.
oh yeah, I was definitely doing this for like the past few weeks, and I was feeling a little like sore right here, and I was like, wait a minute, my forearms are like growing, and this one actually feels really sore. Ow, it actually hurts. This doesn't look normal, and I like flex it, and there's like a little bump. You probably can't see it here, but I sent Goomy a picture. Yeah, I'll put it up. Why not? And I was like, "What's this?" And then Goomy said,
It's a muscle knot.
"Oops."
Yeah, you want to keep, yeah, just it hurts if you do it the wrong way. But it also means that you probably need to go down in weight if you're struggling with it. But the big thing that you can do to mitigate this issue, I'm going to stand up to show you.
Okay.
Show you my arms here.
Wow.
So, yeah, I know. Well, it's not very impressive, but I haven't been doing this much. You can start here with the dumbbell weights. Like, here, I'll hold this pen here. Hold it down by your side, and as you bring it up, you twist in. That'll reduce some of the tension. Because if you keep it here and come down here, you can
Oh.
feel... So you can just do this standing up. So, like, stand up and do this with me.
Okie dokie.
Just hold your arm. Yeah, you can just hold one of your arm out by your side, right? Now twist it to open forward. Do you feel that tension? Like there's like a rubber banding. You automatically want to snap back here.
Oh yeah, I do feel that.
And so that tension is also kind of working the like rotator. So when you start here and you move here, you're engaging that muscle as well to keep it out like this.
Oh, yep.
So if you just want to work your bicep, you can start here, but as you bring it up, you twist up. Because right here at the mid level is like where you're gonna get a lot of the tearing down of the muscle fibers. Not down here and not all the way up here. Right here. So
Oh,
you
really?
can twist up
Right here?
like this. Yeah. You can go up farther, just like you just have to know that like right here is where you're gonna get the most engagement from those biceps.
Dang, I'm gonna have to practice that because that's a little tricky.
It's it looks a little hard, but like doing it actually makes the move easier, and it reduces the stress on your forearms.
Yeah. Gumi,
Hmm.
my doctor here, Doctor Muscle Gumi, said I need to take a week off of bicep curls.
I mean, you just have to. You don't have to take a week off. I mean, it's a muscle nut. Gonna it's gonna hurt. But I mean, like, if it were a larger injury, like what I was worried about with your abs,
Oh yeah.
I thought you had given yourself a hernia. I was
Let's
so
not go there
scared.
yet. So I'll talk about that experience here in a sec. Another muscle knot that I thought I had was in between, like my shoulder, like my spine and my shoulder blade, right,
Oh
like right
yeah.
here. I always felt like this knot, and I'm like, it feels like I just always want to like, like press down on it and like not like. One time, our old professor Toby, he like went in on it when we were doing a play together, and he like it felt great afterwards, but then it came back. But working out, my back has like loosened it up somehow, or something like that.
It's okay. I actually might have an explanation for this. I've been
Ooh,
watching a lot of this YouTube channel called Squat University.
okay.
And he's just like he's like I think he's like a real doctor. But he talks about like how like popping your popping your knuckles or your neck or your back or something only brings temporary relief, and that sometimes the root of issues when you're working out are um, muscle imbalances, stability muscle imbalances. So
Ooh.
maybe what I'm not sure. This may have happened to you, but by doing those workouts that you have been doing has worked out some of those instabilities. You know, like he'll have like people do like inner rotator, like resisting inner rotation and outer rotation with like specific things with the legs and the arms. All of these muscles are connected, so it's likely that there may have been an imbalance in your muscles,
That makes a lot of
your
sense.
right or like your right shoulder or your left shoulder.
Yeah.
Um, and these workouts, if done properly, will help fix those instability issues.
Yes, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Okay, now my ab muscle spasm. So after coming back for not working out for let's just say a few years, I'm like, all right, I've had it. I'm beginning to grow a belly and I don't like it. It's time to do my ab workout. What was I doing? I had like this intense, high intensity ab workout that I used to do it in college every day. I would not skip it. Um, and it was like military curls, and then now to a plank, and now to oblique twists, and now to a chimichanga, and now into um, what was it? Oh yeah, like ladder pulls, and then like the Supermans, and it would just be non-stop abs. And so I thought I could do that again. And so I try it, and I'm in the middle of the mountain climbers, and I just feel this terrible pain right here. And I collapse, and I'm like, ah, ah, ow, 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 ow. Shit, don't touch me, don't touch me, ah, ah. Ooh, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. And I was just like, I'm tapping out, no more working out, no more abs, I'm good. And I was just like, oh, it felt a little sore afterwards. I didn't really think too much of it. But then I worked out again, like either a few months or again abs, and I was like, okay, I think if I go slow, I think I can go. And I was like pushing myself because I know how to push myself really well, apparently, as you may know. Um, and so yeah, it happens again, and similar pain. I was like, oh my god, I probably just like maybe pulled a muscle. I don't know what's going on. But then I was like, oh god, wait, do I have a hernia? No, surely not. And so I messaged my friend, and she goes like, no, if you had a hernia, you would know. Like, like your gut would be popping out, and like it'd be very painful. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. It was very painful at the time, but it's not painful right now. It's not even like uncomfortable. It just feels like I'm just aware. I'm just like psychologically like aware of it. But then this third time, I was traveling to Chicago for my laser gigs, and I was at their gym, and I was like, I was in like week 10 of this. I was last week. It was last week or 2 weeks ago. Week 9, 10, and at first I just go slow, like I was just like, yeah, I was just doing crunches, but this time I decided to do like reverse crunches where you bring like your feet up.
Yeah, I know what reverse crunches are.
That
Yeah.
was for the audience, not you, John.
Oh. Well, I mean, they could look up any of the exercises we could talk about too.
True, but why take them off of the?
Do your
why
due diligence.
Why
I'm
take
not
their
here to
eyeballs off of
Yeah.
our channel? Retention, John.
be.
No.
I just want to yell at our audience, okay? I just want to yell at chat.
We're not.
Do what I tell you to, chat.
This isn't good cop, bad cop. Chat, you're awesome. You're loving. You're lover. You're powerful. Okay, so this third time.
Chat. Yeah, go ahead.
This third time, I was conscious of it potentially being a hernia. So this time it was the most painful. Actually, the time I was at a hotel, and I wasn't doing anything crazy. I wasn't intense at all. Like really, it was the third set, and I was going up to like 20 reps, and I was pushing myself. But then I feel like when I felt this pain, I was like, oh, right, like I was like cursing like a sailor. I was like, wow. This time I like felt a little faint. And I was like, oh god, am I gonna have to call an ambulance? This is gonna be expensive. Okay, let's just breathe through this. Let's just breathe through this. And I feel my belly, and I feel like this little bubble, like this bulge. And I was like, that cannot be good.
Listen, Daniel, that sounds like a motherfucking hernia.
It does, but I don't feel pain right now. So, Goomy was speculating like, okay, maybe it's not.
I'm pulling up Dr. Google again. Now with this new information, hang on.
Dr. Google says it's cancer. No! So I looked up some stuff because I was really worried, and maybe it could be a sports hernia. Maybe it could be what you were saying, which Goomy was like, oh, it could be maybe your when your muscles get tired, your other muscles start getting used. Or maybe Goomy didn't say that. Maybe my roommate, which is studying to be a nurse, said that.
I don't even know how to.
It looks like Squat University guy is a doctor. As a doctor of physical therapy, coach / and speaker, and author of Wall Street Journal's best-selling book, Rebuilding Milo, and the Squat Bible, Dr. Aaron Horschig works with athletes of all competitive levels and backgrounds to get out of pain and find their true strength. Dr. Aaron, can you help me with my possible hernia? I hope it's not a hernia. Hope it's not a hernia. I hope it's not a hernia.
I really think it's a. I honestly think it's a hernia. I think you've been giving yourselves hernias. I mean, I think it's like very specific kinds of hernias that you've given yourself. So chat thinks this is funny. Sorry, I'm assuming that that's chat because none of us were laughing.
This is so serious. I was like, oh, I want to try this. Oh
I mean,
my god.
like, you can get hernias in different places.
Yeah.
And these your organs are able to pop out because when you work out, you weaken the muscles.
I'm so sorry.
Now is not the time to clap, chat, okay? So you probably went way too intense.
and then you weakened your muscles to a point where, yeah, I think part of them popped out, and I think that you are lucky in the sense that it doesn't hurt right now. I think it's entirely possible that you're lucky that they don't hurt, because maybe it was the way that you were working out that, like it's not exactly how you normally move your body, because I was actually going to go into another side tangent about how, like, ab workouts are only they are for function, and for, I guess when you work out in a particular way, it's mostly for ab function, in the sense that the moves that you're going to do with your abs, you are going to do later. That's the only really real reason why you'd want to do that. Otherwise, if you want to see abs, then all you have to do is cut your weight. But then some people make the argument, oh, well, wouldn't you want to strengthen your abs? And the answer is complicated. It's like, yes, you do. However, you don't need to do those ab exercises to strengthen your core. You just have to do lots of things that, like, increase the stability muscles in your core. So, like, bracing your core when you squat, bracing your core when you do bench presses, bracing your core when you do every single exercise that you do. When you brace your core, you're exercising those stability muscles.
I'm pretty bad at that.
Anyway,
isn't like, if you want to have bigger abs, you want to work them out like a muscle? Isn't that true?
Say that again.
If you want to have bigger abs, don't you want to work them out as if you were working out any other muscle? Like, if you want to have bigger shoulders, bigger biceps.
Sure.
So you'd want to break them down with weights, with reps.
Yes. However, if you are working out to look good, like I am, and you have lots of excess fat that's going on your stomach, you're not going to be able to see it.
Yeah, so you're working out to look good. When are you going to start cutting? When are you going to start lowering your body fat percentage?
Because I decided that I'm going to look good even with my belly fat. I'm going for the dad bod look. All right. It's really hard to cut. I haven't fully figured it out, or have gone on it. I've gone on like a 9-month like cutting excursion with limited success. I was successful, but I didn't get the success that I really wanted from those 9 months.
You were at a calorie deficit for 9 months?
Yes, I was.
That doesn't sound good.
What do you mean?
Here, let me... This is kind of funny, but this is what Sarah sent me, but I think this information is true. This is a little funny video. You probably know this information. This is probably redundant.
I mean, I agree with everything that he says, except for, like, there are tons of caveats to that last thing that he said there. Wait. Hold on. Let me back up here. Yeah, so he says several interesting things. So he says, if you're in a calorie deficit, you lose your water weight first. That's true. Then after that, it goes for the glycogen in your muscles. That's also true. Which means you have to stay a little active in order for your body to not eat away at your muscles first. So, check. The next thing it does is that it eats away at your fat muscles if you're in a calorie deficit. That part is true, and you can't decide where it will take from the fat stores. That is also true. it seems for me that like the last bit of fat that my body really doesn't want to take away from is my stomach.
Mm.
Um, which I know I'm used to. Then hold on, let me listen to this. This last part again. Interesting. Okay, so he's talking about the science. So when you lose fat, it is lost via urine. It's lost via breathing. Or they shrink. So maybe I was like 9 months in and my fat cells were just shrinking at the moment, and I wasn't at a point where I completely lost them. Let me just listen to this last part. So then he says, if you get stronger, build muscle, and eat lots of protein, you will lose fat without looking like a raisin. True. I mean, with the caveat that you are still in a deficit, right? You can build muscle and lose weight at the same time. It is really, really hard to do. But everything that he said so far, isn't necessarily untrue. I think everything that he said is indeed very true. For a short, like it's pretty good, but it doesn't do like the whole deep dive and like why and like the caveats and the challenges that come with it, I guess. But yes, I do appreciate for what he says.
All right. So the takeaways, please. Like, you need to be in hypertrophy, but don't push yourself in excess.
Yes,
because that
don't
leads
overtrain,
to,
which is what you are doing. Do not overtrain.
I would. I mean, I feel like overtraining is training like 5 days plus. Like, or could you define what overtraining means? Because for me, if I feel like that's like
I don't have to define it myself. I just have to read the book.
Do you have it handy?
I don't have it handy with me. Go grab yours.
All right, I have it handy. What page is it in?
I don't remember. You're gonna have to find it yourself.
Oh
What
no!
What is that bookmark that you have? Grad Schoenfeld, PhD, amazing guy.
They're
Learned a
Band-Aids because I get hurt.
lot. Amazing. It
I
should
get
be
random-
somewhere in the front section.
Let's see.
But I think there's also a table of contents as well.
Exercise finders, the science of hypertrophy.
There might be a
Guide
little
to-
section about overtraining too.
I don't see the words overtraining anywhere. Maybe frequently asked questions?
I wish I had that book on me.
References, no. Can't find it quickly. I'd have to really look into it. So maybe that's our topic, the start of our topic for next episode.
Okay.
Guide to muscles.
I know that
Introduction.
we've run long this session. We're like over 2 hours now.
Yeah, I was gonna say made my bed with that. I don't know what that means. I acknowledged, and I was like, I knew that this was gonna go long because it felt like it needed to, like
Yeah.
it felt natural. It was good. I do feel like we should end soon, for many reasons. You have to go work out soon.
Yeah.
I should go work out soon. This has been over 2 hours.
Well, it's not like I'm not enjoying myself.
Oh, absolutely.
Just,
Yeah, no worries.
Sometimes we gotta say what needs to be said, right? You can't just wait until next time. But this so next time on the Banny and Goomy show. I forget. I can't decide what is that what we went with.
I haven't listened to that recording in a
It's
while.
the band.
Which I made.
You haven't. Yeah, you did.
Which I should say I edited, and I was
You
a
did.
part of.
You did. Thank you for that again. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can Google it. Define muscle over. What'd you say?
Overtraining.
Yeah, define overtraining. Overtraining muscles occurs when you exercise too much or too intensely. So we're both right. Without allowing your body adequate time to recover, leading to a decline in performance and potentially causing injuries.
Injuries.
Ooh.
Injuries.
Ooh, I can't hear you over my thick
Motherfucker.
forearm. No, just kidding. Yeah, don't overtrain, guys. Don't overwork. Don't overtrain. I struggle because I'm like, I have to push, right? I have to push to make the max gains. I'm like, yeah, but if you have perfect form, if you have, you gotta get there first, I guess. That's something I need help with. All right, man. This was a great episode. I'm gonna record the intro to this now and then put it in the front.
Okay.
Oh, what is up with the focus? Can you focus, Goomy? Can you focus, please?
Can I, Ben? Can I? Am I capable of focusing, Daniel? Ask yourself in your heart of hearts. Or should I say, fart of farts?
That was quite funny, Gumatha. I dare say. Gumatha, won't you fetch me the parsley? I need a little more on this fetching dessert that I have.
Parsley? Really now? You're asking me to fetch the parsley?
Yes.
Do you know how I feel about parsley, Banyan? And I find your comments and your demands quite offensive to my sensibilities. And for that purpose, I am going to shun you now. From the Society of the Ignoble Ignatius Ignoramuses. No need to thank me. Or should I say doing my fart? You sure are having fun with that soundboard.
Yeah. I should upload more media to it. Oh god! Oh god! Hey, what's happening?
This?
I don't know. I didn't even know we could do this. I'm giving you free ad. Get out of here. All right.
I'm glad you're having fun.
Goomy, it has been real. It has been fun.
It's been
yeah. So
fun.
next time we'll have a guest, and it'll be interesting. I am excited to see how you guys interact.
All right, baller.
Dope and baller. Damn, I forgot about that. Did that take you back to college?
Yeah. Jeez.
All right. Hello, audience. This is a long episode, but in my opinion, it's a worthwhile one. We go through vulnerabilities to what we learned into our muscle journey.
Oh, sorry. Just smelling the chat today. It's really good.
What? What? Why
Don't
are you
smell me.
chat? Do you like them? Do you like them smelling you? All right. Well, I guess if
please,
you
please, guys. No, please. No, stop. Jeez. Welcome
All right.
to the Banny&goomy show. You don't
What is
know
this
this,
episode
but we made this intro the last part of what we were doing. Now you know this, and now you're gonna be like, whoa, intro Banny&goomy knows what's going to be talked about.
on the podcast that we're about to be listening. Yes, indeed, we're from the future. Isn't that crazy?
This
Isn't
is
that-
future Banny
This is the
and
power of
Goomy.
editing, chat. You guys couldn't have known.
How could you
You
know?
could have been ignorant of all of this. Sorry. We're running over. We spent way too much. I smell you later.
What the heck? Chat, stay away from it. Until next time, chat. And also, enjoy the show.
Yeah, that too.
I could upload media. Give me more media to upload. Alright, I'm gonna stop the recording.
All right. Bad.